Hi guys, welcome to Frigate Jeep. Today's chore is getting leaves. We had a heck of a windstorm, blew down a lot of leaves, and so that's what the job is. Anyway, welcome to Frigate Jeep. My name's John. All sorts of goofy stuff on the camera today, and I gotta do leaves. Now we'll walk around, we'll blow some of these out, and we'll get these up. It's hard to imagine 2 days ago there weren't any here. And if you also think about it, if you've been watching some of the past videos, I've already picked up 6 of those massive trailer loads full. A lot of wind yesterday. Blew down a lot. I've been picking up sticks in the back because a stick like that will jam up that vacuum cleaner if you let it get in there. I hope the wind isn't getting you too bad. And all these were picked up. See, sticks like this, you don't want to run over them. It just gets stuck in the vacuum cleaner. And so you pick them up. And the windstorms we've been having and I guess the trees not being as healthy as you'd like to have them, you start to get a pretty good pile of sticks going. And pretty soon I will come up with a grapple and pick them up and carry them down so we can start next year's pile or next season's pile. Now mind you, I've already picked up a bunch and nowhere near as many as my wife has picked up. She's probably picked up almost this whole pile. And that's not including the one, this is just backyard pile. So, and I haven't looked around after the wind. I heard a couple things come down pretty good. There's another limb over there. That big one came down. That must have been one I heard last night or something. Anyway, that's what the chore is. Now that the wind stopped, maybe you can look at me. 2 nights ago, I didn't put a video on. I tried, if you notice the video, boy, there's a lot of stuff on that lens. Sorry about that, but I tried to put on a video and I couldn't get it to go on, couldn't get it to go on. I tried 3 or 4 times and finally it went on the next day. And I thought, well, my computer's dying, which you guys all know. So that night I just gave up, said, you know, I'm not gonna try again. I tried, they said it was gonna take over an hour and a half to put the video to drop it on, and I just finally gave up. So the next night I put the video on, and it only took, I don't know, about 10 minutes to download the movie, which is that's okay. So, but the first night I figured, well, I'm giving up. The computer's dying. I can't get into my Facebook now anymore. I can't get into eBay anymore, and it's slowly dying. It's 15 years old. You got to get a new one. So you go, well, go out and buy a new computer. Well, that's quick to say and easy to say, but there's so many choices I don't know what to get. So that's part of the problem, and you know, I'm not computer-y, so I don't know what to get. We have an Apple Mac or an Apple. I don't know what it is. So got to do that. Meanwhile, my car decided to finish dying because of the animals. So we went yesterday. The reason I didn't get a movie, I went and spent all day yesterday looking at cars, and I found one. And we signed on it and have to go pick it up in a few days when they get it ready. Not a new car to me. I'll miss my red car, but it's, I don't know, I'll miss it. I've had that for probably 15 years. It's got I think 53,000 on it. So it's been a good car to me. I don't buy cars new. I don't really, I like to do that, but you know, it's like everything new now. It's not lasting as long as the old ones. These new transmissions are crap in all of them, and the oil's going, you can't get ones that, the oil's gone to crap, so the engines don't last as long, and I don't know, there's just all sorts of things I don't care about these new cars. It'd be nice to have one, but the more buttons and whistles you have, the more buttons and whistles will break. Here we are to show you the leaves back here. Oh, and a couple other things. These are so deep. A lot of people say, why don't you just mow them up? Well, remember, I've gotten six loads, maybe 3 out of the back and 3 out of the front already. That's a lot of leaves. And you can't mow that much up. You would just fill the ground up with leaves, and we've tried that. I've tried burning them back before, a long time ago. You just start the fire back there and watch them crawl across. That didn't work too good. And these all leaves were gone the other day. Now I also was making some more of those wood racks, bases. I'm waiting for a tree before I do that. But look, so the first thing I gotta do is blow all the leaves away. Now I'll bring you along for vacuuming, blowing the leaves away, but that's not too exciting to me, and so I'm probably not gonna show it this time. Maybe I'll show it. And the vacuuming them up, okay, I'm running the mower with a vacuum, so I'm going across here, which I might get you a path through here. I might try to get you 1 or 2 paths just so you can see how it picks them up, because there's 6 inches maybe deeper leaves. And other people say, well, why don't you wait till they all fall? Well, when they get so deep, the mower deck pushes them like a dozer, and it won't pick any up. So that's why you do it constantly. This is about where I like to pick it up, and same with the front. It's about the same amount. So I'm going to start by blowing all the leaves away from the house and from under the trees, around the trees, and that kind of stuff, because your tractor or lawnmower with a trailer on it, you got to swing pretty wide. So that's what I'm working on now. Hope to get a video on. I got a couple other things I might show you later today, and it's early start. It's like 10:30, but I guess it's because the time change. It's really 11:30. So we'll be back in a little bit once I get a little further along. Bye bye. Well, I got a lot of leaves blown away from there. It's a minute update. You can see where I kind of went along the edge there. I go along the ridge there and push some down that way and some up this way. I've got them cleared around here, cleared up there, cleared around that bush. I guess you can see that. It's a little breezier than I like to be doing leaves. I guess you're getting wind hammered, but you can see like underneath that tree over there how I get them far away and around this bush here and blow them away from the house along that side, so I can just go up there and do what I got to do. Like I said, it's a little windier than I like to play this game, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So we'll be back in a little bit, and I'll make a couple passes and give you another update. And if I had a camera person, I'd have them kind of cruise along. I might try to work up something so you can kind of see a little bit, get an idea. So we'll be back in a little bit. Remember the other day I was back here and showed you that I just got all these leaves up? Guess what? They don't look too up now, do they? I was just floating back here to look for damaged stuff or other trees down. See a couple animals been digging in the sawdust. Real pretty red tree over there. Anyway, this is just a 20-second update. We'll be back in a bit. Well, here we are a little bit later. As usual, airplanes going over. We got most of the leaves up. I'm not trying to do a real great job. Just get the heavy stuff up. I got through here, which there was a lot over here. There was a lot over here, if you recall. I think I brought you through. I did a couple sweeps through here. Oh, goodness. Got a lot of this up. I had to pull that out further. I can't get in corners. I gotta blow all that stuff out, but I'll do that later, you know, because it'll just keep filling up there. And that's handwork, so it doesn't make much difference. You can see where I drove from the back to the front. And I have a full load now, but I got an awful lot of leaves up here too. And I'll probably do one more batch to get a full thing. I'm going to do some in the back, probably by the sawmill, because I don't think there's enough up here there's not enough up here to fill it. And you do get a lot of real fines, and so they go into a lot of fines. So it looks like a dust storm behind you, and it is a dust storm when you're going through. So when they're as dry as they are, there's where we're at right now. When they're as dry as they are, it makes a lot more dust. They grind up better, but you can see where, you know, you just drive through and get it, and there's a little bit up there. So I'll get some more of this up, get the big stuff. Once you get out a little bit further than this, I don't mess with that. Those will grind up and just go into the ground, but I'm not going to do that yet. So got to go empty this one. That was load 7, so I'll get one more load today. And I just took a snack and a break and all that stuff, so it's about 1 o'clock now. Then I got to unload all my personal stuff out of that car because it's getting swapped. So we'll be back in a little bit. Bye bye. Well, just an update. I've noticed the leg on the front was a little loose. I don't know whether this will show up. There's a crack here, a crack here, a crack going all the way across here, one here, one here, one here. So it looks like I got to make a plate and plate over that, maybe a a plate that comes down and goes over and goes up, and do something there. Just another thing to put on the list to fix. We'll see ya. Well, I thought I'd try it out with the 2 lights. There's 2 lights up there, but in the camera it only looks like there's 1. Just down here playing. Don't like splitting wood in the summertime with lights because you get too many bugs, but this time you don't really get too many bugs, and there's rain coming in tomorrow, so I figured, well, I'll just come down here and play around a little bit. I got some already. This was that last batch. I don't even think you guys saw it. Get rid of some of this stuff here. Mainly just trying to find the lights out is all I'm doing. Don't know, I don't really care to do that much splitting at night. Don't need, I guess I could need to, but it's not something. This is actually Cadillac wood here. There's a lot of this coming out Cadillac wood. I've already got rid of the crate that was full. It's gone. Just a little bit of stuff that wouldn't fit in that other crate. Oh my goodness, that's a heavy one. There wasn't any point in, you get one, I don't know if you can see that. If you split that again, you're just going to make a big mess. So I don't see any point in, when you get some of them like that, I don't split them down. I just let them go. But, got a nice big one. There's a lot of metal in these here. So it was pretty high up in the tree again, like the last tree that we just did. Oh, Lordy. And it is a little chilly out here. I think it's 48 degrees. So, not that, once you get working, I don't think it's going to make any difference. Missed that one. There we go. Bottom row in these totes are the hardest to get started, because they just kind of, everything bounces there. The way they're shaped, they kind of curl a little bit at the edges. So there. And I'm going to throw some other stuff in there, and hopefully the wood splitter won't act up too bad. It's been doing a lot of acting up lately. I don't know whether it'll start or not. Might have to choke it. It likes to be choked. guess I'm gonna have to break down and fix that. Boy, this kind of left me stranded here, didn't it? Get over there. I think it's cutting out and the lights aren't quite going out some too, because it doesn't sound like it's running quite right. A lot of debris, a lot of bark. that's it for nighttime splitting. Tell me how you, leave me a comment down there and tell me if you like the brightness. Now you do split a little bit slower in the dark because it got a little shadowy. And there's a pretty good pile of wood. You can't really see it though, can you? I don't think you can see that. It's all shadowy. That's what I was saying. It's a little shadowy. You can see that wood over there. That's some nice Cadillac wood over there. So do me a favor, if you like this nighttime splitting, give me a like and a subscribe and leave me a comment on how you like the double lights. Bye-bye.